Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Lolly and I love collections, but then I make something and I have this kind of stuff left over. You might have a few full sheets, you might have several partial sheets. You don't necessarily have enough to create one big thing. You have two, half sheets, maybe some stickers left over, but what do you do with it? And when you're not a scrapbooker, what do you do with things like this? Now, I always, also when I'm doing a big project, I tend to go to my local scrapbook store and I pick up a few solids or just general looking cardstocks that can go with this collection. So I may or may not use those for this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the small pieces, but then I'm also going to take all of these and make them into strips. So let's look at everything I've done. I did create a whole lot of slivers of the cardstock, and this one I just tore, and then I made them different widths, flipped them over different ways, and I went ahead and distressed them with the pumice stone distress ink. And I covered two 8.5 by 5.5 pieces of cardboard, just junk cardboard I had lying around. It's not even that particularly thick. And my goal is just to get these covered, or at least the front for sure. And I have some buttons that I think I might be able to incorporate, and I have some various trims. Now, I looked at my fabric because I thought a fabric swatch around here might be really great, but I really didn't see anything that spoke to me. So I have my glue tube filled with Barely Art glue because it's a wider tip. And then I'm going to start with the widest strip here and just start filling this in. And I am going to wrap things around the back. I'm not going to care about, how the back looks at all. And as you will see, so let's get started. And I have a goal in mind here, and that is to make this pretty busy, kind of like a mosaic almost. And I'm not going to overly stress about getting everything perpendicular and parallel. So, I mean, if it's crooked, it's crooked, and that's just part of the look. I can tell I'm going to have to refill my glue tube. This is very handy. I do love my Barely Art glue, but I find that now and then I do need a wider tip on the glue. So there we have first band. Now I'm just going to go around, flip them in different ways. I've got some words here. Now you know that these, since they're 12-inch strips, they're not going to go all the way around the other side. So here's what I'm talking about, how I'm not going to worry about how the back looks. The back will take care of itself. And we're just going to let it be this organic look. And I'll just keep moving my clips. So you see how my paper ends here and ends here. And I think it's overall going to have a very appealing look for me. And now let's do this. I do like this background, so I do want to have pieces of it maybe showing through, but I'm not overly worried about anything here. I'm just kind of going with the flow, and I think this is actually pretty relaxing for me. Do you ever have one of those projects where you enjoy just sitting down and throwing things together? That's what this is. We're throwing things together. There we go. Now look at the front now. Isn't that cute? I think this is more my style. I mean, I think that is done, but I'm not looking at my usual style today. I'm actually looking at changing up how I usually do things. Like I do have this. I like this torn paper here. Now see, I just tore that off instead of worrying about making sure that it had a nice, pretty finish. I do like that. I think it really helps to bring more interest. Another thing we could do is to do parts that don't actually go all the way across the page. For instance, I'm going to tear this. When you tear, if you don't want to see the white of the paper, like see if I tear toward me, you could see this white. So I'm going to tear away from me, pulling down, and then that's going to give me a better finish. Very fun. Let's see, I like that. That really adds interest here that it's, so everything is different. I have wide, I have medium, I have narrow, I have torn here. I have a strip that doesn't go quite all the way. I think I'm going to do that with this one too. It's not going to go all the way. And I think I'm going to do it at an angle. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is hole punch the side here. It'll be a hard cover for a journal, and all you have to do is put the papers in as you wish. See, the back is looking interesting anyway, regardless of the fact that I haven't even tried to line things up in the back. Okay, so thinking, something like this. Okay, but I'm going to do one thing first, and that is to get these holes in here. Now, I said that this was 8.5 inches tall. Oops. Oh, if I do this, this will give me 2 holes right in the middle there. And I want to do the back, and before I forget, I need to make sure this is the way the back cover goes. Okay. So that will be that. We will put 2 rings in that. Oh, cute. I just want to get those holes in here because there's a method to my madness here. I do have some ribbon. I'm not sure that I like this. And I do have some jute, but I think that's a little too thick. I have baker's twine. I have this kind of twine. Definitely going to use that. I do have some lace that's been tea dyed, and I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac ready. And I think the lace is going to go down first. It's flat lace. Oh yeah. I see it's also stretchy, so I'm going to have to be really careful with this. And I have to be careful as well about these holes. So for instance, I like it here, but then I have holes I have to deal with. So I might just bring it up, like right there. And I'm just going to lay it down and pat it in place. I don't want to pull this at all. Oh, love me some Fabri-Tac. Okay. I do have this green. There is some green in here. It's not very much. There's like olive green right there. This was some clearance material that I got, and I do like it. So here's my thinking. I'm going to hold that and wrap. And now, remember those buttons that I said I had? I have some really fun shapes. I have squares, heart, flower. I don't know if that would show up, but this yellow one would definitely show up. So I'm going to come up one hole here and up the other hole. I'm leaving some good long threads on that. Okay, so that's why I wanted to have my holes here, so that I could judge how much room I had here. And I can spread these out a little bit like that. Oh, that's great. I love it. Okay, now I have other colors here. I have this, and I'm going to do the same thing again. This is too thick for me, I think. I'm going to go this way and come up here. And I want the button to be in a different location, and I think I like the brown one for this. There we go. Spread these out a little bit. Oh, I love it. It's looking great. And it's okay to cover that bicycle up. I'm not sure about the twine. This baker's twine's a little too thick for me, so I'm removing 2 of the strands here. Okay, got those 2 buttons and that button. Now, I like how busy it's gotten without being overdone. I could still see all the patterns. I could add something here and there, like sentiments, little swatches of whatever. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. There we go. I like this. This is just a little piece of some grosgrain ribbon. But what I like about it is it adds a little bit of texture that I don't already have. You notice I didn't wrap that around to the back. Oh yeah, grosgrain ribbon for the win. Now see, this is grosgrain as well. This time I am going to wrap this around. Now that's what we have there. So we have several papers all in the same collection, so they're very coordinated. And we have the buttons, and we have lace, and we have grosgrain ribbon, we have twine, and we have jute, twine, and buttons. So I think all together it has come together the way I wanted it to. You can decorate the back cover if you want. My thinking is I want something smooth on the back, so when this is sitting down, it's not, you know, a bunch of bumpy things rubbing against everything. And I'm going to put eyelets in here, mostly because I think I like the decorative look to it. So let's use the wide eyelets. If you struggle with setting eyelets, make sure you look underneath this video. I'm going to give you a link to my video on how to set perfect eyelets. Ooh, I love that. And then let's do something on the back as well. And now we use book rings. So this is something that all you have to do is cut. Well, the cover is 8.5 by 5.5, but I would make my pages a little smaller, and that would be flush on this side, but maybe a 1/4 inch smaller. So 5 1/4, and then a 1/4 inch shorter. 1/4 inch shorter would be 8 by 5 1/4, and those are the pages you can put in there. Now the secret is, I am putting this in my shop, so if you want to buy this cover and add your own pages, you can do that. I use a standard 2-hole punch that is easily obtained, and I think you're going to have fun with this. Thank you for watching and crafting along with me and seeing how you can use those wonderful scraps that you haven't been able to find anything to do with them.